Gotcha. So is that when producers collab, or when y'all working on the same beat and you put your snare in there, or?
Yeah, that can all still be a placement.
Okay.
But usually when they say a placement, it's like who actually ended up rapping on it. So like with the artist or whatever.
Oh, okay. I be getting it confused, man. We got the legend on the back streets, big back street shit with your girl code, man. Y'all tapping in on this good old Thursday night. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. We got a legend, man. If y'all don't know, you can ask Bigg Cuz. It's my first introduction to him, man, by the way of the big bad cab, man. Y'all go tap in with him, man. But Bigg Cuz, man, on the back streets, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate Boost in the background, man. Bringing you through, man. Let everybody know who you is, where you're from, and what you got coming if you don't mind.
Hey, so appreciate you having me.
No problem.
So I'm Bigg Cuz. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I've been on the north side of Houston for about 12 years. I'm a producer, engineer extraordinaire. So I've worked with MO3, Ken the Man, Fast Lane, Big Bad Cab, like Cole said. So listen, Mom.
Lucci, man, shit.
Lucy.
Eric, man, I can go on and on, but I ain't gonna go with time. Then we gonna rock it out, man. How did you get your start? Go ahead, you said
I got my start being a rapper. Like that's what first got me into music. I was super trash. I didn't realize that till later. But
how did you realize you was trash?
Because people was always saying that my beats was live. Like, you know, they don't say the verse is live. All they say is the beat is live. You know, I just put two and two together.
Okay, I feel it.
That and I don't know. I was kind of a lazy rapper, man. Like I was working on a mixtape for 2 years or something. It was just like, man, this ain't going nowhere. But like at the same time, like I was making moves in the studio, so I had people that was like, you know, pulling up to, you know, get sessions in and stuff. Like, you know, and that was like, I was making real money off of that, you know, so.
You stuck with that, but the rapping was your first love originally though?
For sure.
I feel it.
Rapping and beats. Beats is really like, you know, what the passion is. Like, I do like mixing and stuff because, you know, I'm good at it, but like the production, like if I go too long without making a beat, like I be feeding.
Are you self-taught or
I'm self-taught for the most part. I did go to school for it, but a lot of the basis of the stuff that I still do now is like stuff that I started out doing myself, and then like I went to school just to kind of like, you know, fine tune it. You know, they tell you the whys of what it is that you're doing it.
I feel that. What's one mistake you see a lot of producers make?
Two things. So one is like trying to get to the money too early. Sometimes you gotta do some free work to get in the dough. Yeah. Like even now I do some free work here and there, like just cause, you know, sometimes you just gotta get in the dough. You just gotta get like the placement, you know.
Gotcha.
And the second thing is
y'all heard that back streets. They ain't hear this. Man, Bigg, come on, you 54 million right now as we speak on the MO3. Long than 3, man. Big as you is, man, in this game, working with the Kingdom Mans and all of them, you still do free work. Why is that important to you?
Because that's how you plant the seeds. Like, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes, yeah, it's just, you know, the beat is just the beat that you're selling to, like, get paid for it or whatever, but sometimes it's got to be a little more than that. Like, you got to really invest in it. And, like, sometimes in the, like, trying to work within the box of a payment structure, like, it limits you. Like, if you, like, sometimes, for example, like, with beats, like, I just went through a situation where, like, I was telling this particular artist that, like, nah, I don't want the upfront money, like, I want the back end,
okay.
You know, like, the percentage is way more important to me than anything you might do.
Oh, y'all paying attention to that streets.
Yeah, because if you don't know, like, okay, so especially, like, dealing with the labels, when you do a beat for an artist that has a deal, whatever they pay you for the beat is recoupable 9 times out of 10. Like, if they give you 50 bands for this beat, it's recoupable. Like, if you get anything on the back end after that, like, you got to pay all of that money back first. So in that situation where all you focused on is that front end money, that's all you'll get. like you won't even have an opportunity to get that back in. They're gonna just like straight buy you out. And if you don't know the language, you know, to look for in the contract, you would think that, you know, you're gonna get something on the back end, and that ain't even the case. Because they're not gonna tell you, hey, by the way, you know, in that contract, we're not paying you on the back end. They just gonna slide it to you until you sign it.
Man, he gave y'all some free game, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it out to him. And shit, producers need to know that, because all the times you hear a lot of producers in the end, this artist helped me over, man, they missed me out the money, or they didn't get paid for the beats, and all along, they took the upfront money, or you using it as a lick instead of just being patient. I understand both parts. Sure. Chi-Town, by the way, H-Town, how did you make that transition down south?
Man, my mom moved down here first, and like the rest of the family just followed. Like now, like all my siblings down here, my cousins, aunties,
everybody home, okay.
Yeah, everybody that moved down here to Houston. Like most of my family out here, like that I'm close to, is out here in Houston now. So, you know, Houston's just the spot.
Man, choosing H-Town. Prior to coming here, was you already messing with the music scene? Did any of your favorite rappers come from the city?
At the time, no. I'm not gonna lie. When I first came down here,
he said,
okay, so this is fresh off of like the Mike Jones and Paul Walls and Chameleonaires and all of that. I was not into too much of that stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Like, I thought Paul Wall was like super trash. My bad, Paul Wall. My bad.
Shout out Paul Wall.
I was gonna be mad at me, but
they'll be
like
right.
until he did the song with Kanye, the
Drive Slow. You Chicago. That's fucked up.
Exactly.
He been biased.
But hold on, but he held his own though.
He did.
And the song was super hard, and that like made me change my perspective on all of that. Which is like, you know, that's what really showed me that like everything. Something can be good and not be like super lyrical. Sometimes stuff is like more about the vibe. Yeah. And I think that's like what Houston was bringing to the game at the time, was like, and not to say that Houston rappers couldn't rap back then, because obviously it was a bunch of them that could rap, but just like it was more focused on like the vibe, like the feel of it, like the culture of the music, the culture of the city. Like, it was stuff that I didn't get, I didn't understand until coming down here and experiencing this stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I get the slaps, I get the chunky the deuce, I get the swingers. Like, it makes sense.
So we had to grow on you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, sometimes it's hard to like, you know, like the country is huge and every side has their own like sound and their own culture to it. So sometimes it's hard to like, I didn't understand until coming down here and experiencing this stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I get the slaps, I get the chunky the deuce, I get the swingers. Like, it makes sense.
So we had to grow on you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, sometimes it's hard to like, you know, like the country is huge and every side has their own like sound and their own culture to it. So sometimes it's hard to like relate to something before you like experience it, you know, because it's just like, you know, it's just something you seeing on TV. Like it's like a movie or something.
Somebody will feel about Chicago and they go in there thinking it's all bad or want to try heroes or shit like that. So it's like, you don't know. I get it. I respect it too, man. Can't do nothing respect it. But H-Town, did they welcome you with open arms at first as far as on the music tip?
Yeah, I would have to say so. Like, Houston is like that what was that? Not Southern Charm, Southern hospitality.
There we go.
It's real. Like, man, people welcome me out here. One thing I definitely noticed, like, coming out here is, like, I had issues with like networking and stuff because like, you know, it's people out here that are like, they have their roots are out here, you know, so it's like they like went to school with people, they like, you know, they cousins are so-and-so, like, you know, yeah, my uncle is Slim Thug, and it's like, I don't have none of those connections.
You dry, bone dry, like,
I'm just out here. You know,
I really
just out here living off like my talent and just, you know, what I got going. So like, that was like the only thing that I felt like, you know, was a disadvantage. But like, for the most part, when I did tap in with people, like, they were more welcoming to it. And honestly, I think that's how it is, like, anywhere you go. Like, anytime you go somewhere, like, the people don't know like your flaws or where you come from, like the nerdy kids you were back in high school. Like they don't know none of that.
Yeah, so,
they just know you for what you are and what you bring to the table now. You know, so like anytime you moving around out of town, you know, I always get a bunch of love out of town. You know, I love traveling.
Oh shit, I tell anybody, if you got a chance, get the fuck out, get out the city, you know, go see another place, another world, man.
You got to. Man,
how do you and another artist you work real heavy with, man, shout out Ken the Man too, man. If y'all don't know who the fuck that is, y'all sleep, man. She got her blood bathroom, got a badass motherfucker on the radio right now. But how do y'all work so well together, man? Y'all chemistry is just awesome.
Cause that's just, it's my homegirl, that's my real life friend. So like, you know, when we in the studio, we just kicking it.
Okay.
You know, it's like anything else. So, you know, it's. I think when you build that relationship with somebody, that makes the music a lot easier, you know, to do. You know, like when we in the studio, she can tell me, nah, cause I don't like that sound, or that beat's kind of trash. Let's try something else. All right, cool. We, you know, move on. You know, kid, I don't like that bar. Like switch that up. You know, and it ain't no ego in it. Ain't no, you know, nothing like that. You know, we both know that we just trying to, you know, put our collective best foot forward. You know, so I don't know, it works out well. Like it's perfect. You know, it's not like that with everybody I work with, but like, you know, a lot of the artists I work real closely with, like I work with them because of the relationships, not because like obviously I think that they hard, but you know, it's got to be, you know, deeper than
personal. I feel that. Yeah. Do you have a favorite artist?
Nah, and if I did, I definitely
you ain't gonna tell me. I feel it. I had to ask, man. How did the MO3 connection come about, man? How did you, like I say, man, for those that don't know, Apartments, Broken Love, like I say, you can name a few of the shit you done produced too, man. I don't want to give it all away. I'm sorry about that too.
Well, so actually, I didn't produce anything for MO3. I was his engineer, so I was doing all his recording, the mixing, the mastering. Yeah,
so real money. Okay.
Yeah, I was like legit like the last person that touched the song before like it goes to the upload, before it goes to iTunes, it goes to radio, whatever. So, I got linked up with him, man, through DJ Lil Zach. Shout out to him.
Shout out Lil Zach, man.
He was his official DJ, and they was in the city. They was having some issues with like finding an engineer, whatever. You know, finding one in Dallas and all of that. So. Like I had worked with Zach before on a few different things, like on his music. So he was like, man, we have Cuz pull up, and just like off the very first song, he was like, yeah, we locked in, like this is it.
Damn. So you was studio in sessions, many sessions, you three. What that was like being that, you know, he's gone, what that was like to be in there with such a lot of people speaking on him after he's passing, but people didn't realize how great of a talent. We ain't seen that singing, rapping shit like that in a while. So how big that was for you just to be in the studio with such a great person, great artist?
So like, I definitely had an appreciation for how great he was before he died. Like I've spent a lot of time in the studio working with hundreds of artists. And like the ones that are special, they just like, they stand out. And like, I could tell that there was something about him, like from that first session. It's just like off the rip, you just know, okay, he's he's not doing it like anybody else. He's doing it at a higher level than anybody else that I'm working with, you know? So like, you just, I don't know, you just kind of know. But like his energy in the studio was crazy. Like he's the type, he gonna come out the booth after take and be like, yo, that was hard, that's it. Like, what you think? Like, so like we gonna talk about it. And then like at the end of the song, he gonna call his people up. Hey, check this out. Like, listen to this, you know. And like he gets like lit off of the songs. He gonna run around on the studio,
talk shit. Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
Like his energy was just crazy. Like just being around that. Like when he knew when he had one, you know.
That's crazy. Your initial reaction when you had got the news of the unfortunately passing?
I was actually in the session that morning when I found out, which